Warning, proceed with caution. The thoughts and views these individuals have or speak on are for entertainment only. The hosts of this podcast are from the streets and for the streets. Please consume responsibly.
Calle, episode 23, the Jordan episode. What's up, guys?
The LeBron episode.
Oh, look at us. We won an in-season tournament. That's the equivalent of winning like the Maui Invitational. But we're not going to get into that right now because Melissa looks annoyed already.
My boy's
hey, those are nice
90s.
glasses, Chief.
No, I don't. I'm letting you guys talk, okay? I saw a comment that they want to hear it all. So I'm going to let you guys talk your sports.
Hear what?
Although I'm lost, échenle cabrones, échenle, hablen, que la gente allí, papi, quiere saber de deportes.
Not much to talk about.
Actually, there is. Did we talk about Shohei? Was he signed last time? No.
See,
Yeah.
we just lost everyone.
He just got signed.
No,
We talked about Shohei?
We had the old Tani, but we didn't get to talk about it because she was talking about herself.
She was like this, guys.
Dime,
It gets too cold.
¿en qué nos ayuda a nosotros a ver que Otani es un millonario, que va a ser billonario? I read somewhere today that man isn't even going to pay taxes. He's evading taxes. ¿A mí qué me importa, Otani?
Oh, because, all Americans pay taxes. What are you picking out Otani for?
I mean, it affects you, though. Both your fucking fake-ass jackets you wear.
Hey, don't talk to me like
With
that.
that angel... I screenshot it. I was pissed.
You know what? I got a lot of
with
comments.
With the angel jacket. That's crazy.
Can I just say something before you guys attack me?
Yeah.
I wear my husband's clothes. And I don't know if it's because I'm gordita right now, all right? I'm a very
I was going to
sensitive
say, why
place.
does it fit you tight?
I'm in a very sensitive place right now, all right? Vinny, my clothes ain't fitting. Entonces, I'm wearing my husband's jacket. This is his vest. The other day, I was wearing his pants, and someone in the elevator was like, wow, those pants are so cool, man. Did you go get them done? Because they had, like, splashes of paint, remember?
Oh, yeah,
and I'm like, oh, no, he used them to paint the shop.
And you fitted in them?
Yes.
You went to get them tailored?
I fit perfectly in his jeans.
In those jeans.
And so yesterday we went to the park and it was cold and I just grabbed one of his jackets and I put it on. And I don't think anything of it. I see 1,000.
No, we've told you plenty of times.
You know what you're doing, bro.
But what's the big deal? It's just a jacket.
That's like going to Compton and like wearing red in the wrong neighborhood.
No.
Like, what's the big deal? It's just a color.
No, there's a ton of people. Like I see plenty of guys that like wear Yankees hats and then they wear LA hats.
Yeah, we don't
and
respect
then
the
they
Yankee people. Especially if they're from LA, they've never been to New York and they were in New York.
It's
like,
fashion. It's fashion. Like
There's
I wear.
no way a New York logo should like. No, that's whack. Especially from LA. Like
I would wear a Yankee.
And we just work for the Dodgers.
I know.
We just work for the Dodgers.
Show some respect, fam.
Come on.
Listen, I love the Dodgers. My dad.
I didn't get paid, so I could get paid, baby.
I'm just saying. Listen.
But when I flip those tickets that they offer me, she doggy.
I love the Dodgers. When we go to a game, I'm gonna go for the Dodgers. My dad would disown me because he feels strongly like you guys. But to me, like, for example, the Raiders, I'd wear that hat that Vinny's wearing. It's sick as fudge.
You're a Raiders fan.
Yeah.
I mean, am I?
I have you in 4K saying, like, if you have to pick between any team, it's the Raiders.
But then also, I would also wear a San Francisco, like, hat.
Okay, let's just move on. You're getting me mad, and we just started. We're not even 10 minutes into this. And you're already...
Comment down below, are you that much of a sports fan, and do you get a pass? Do you know what I mean? Like, I wear UPS jackets. I'll wear a FedEx jacket. I'll wear...
That's different. Those are brands.
They're not brands. My husband worked for UPS for 20 years, and I would wear a FedEx. If I had one, I'd wear a FedEx.
I guess it fed your family, but that's like, come on.
And we have a pension.
Ooh.
You know. They did great.
What did TikTok tell you about your jacket?
It wasn't TikTok. It was my friends that were like, wait a minute. What is going on? I know that they're the fashion girlies that we wear what looks cool and what we like. And
honestly, not even. Like, a lot of fashion girls wear the sports team that they root for.
Right.
Or where they're living at least. Like, it's just, you got to know your demographic, bro.
So if I lived in New York, it would be okay?
Yeah.
No, because there's some people who would totally
Because if you go to New York and wear LA, they'll be like, hey, yo, shorty, what are you doing?
There's New York.
Bing, bang.
There's New York fans who live here in LA and they still rock the New York. I don't think it's that personal.
Because they're New York fans.
Right. And I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It really is.
Do you think it's that big of a deal? If I walked out with that Angels jacket,
You're already not invited to my Dodger gigs when I go.
It's a cool jacket.
Like,
Look, right now I'm wearing.
At least have loyalty for your friends.
Look,
fam.
right now I'm wearing his vest. His UPS jacket is there. The other day I was wearing, a
Or
jersey.
guys walking around naked.
It's just the clothes fits me. It's not that big of a deal. But I really like that Vinny hat.
I mean, that's the best part about being a Raider fan too. Because even if we lose, our like mascot's dope. Our colors are dope.
Yeah. That's a dope ass jacket. And for the record, I
You're
asked
right.
him too. I said,
Logos matter.
I don't know.
I asked him too, like, who gave you this jacket? Because I know that's not something he would buy. I'm like, what girlfriend gave you this jacket? He's like, I bought it. And then we were walking out. He looked at the jacket. He goes, yeah, somebody bought it for me. Like, I don't care. Like, oh, this is a nice jacket. I'll wear it. Moving on.
Anyways, good win for the Raiders.
Great win.
Horrible
We embarrassed the Chargers.
Yeah, winning
Triggered your son?
game.
Yeah.
Your son was triggered, right?
Yeah.
Good for him.
He was really
so
upset.
happy.
Cowboys got spanked, but it's okay.
Who'd they play against?
The Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. So it was cold. It was rainy. Cowboys are horrendous on the road. But you know what matters? Is I had Josh Allen on my fantasy league team, and he led me to the championship game. So your boy's going to win some money out of this.
When is the Super Bowl?
In
February.
February. This is our fantasy league.
But fantasy football technically ends when the regular season ends. So that's going to be done in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. But we did it a little earlier because, like, if you had players on a good team, usually, like, the last 2-3 weeks, if they already have a good enough lead, they'll start sitting players. So we don't want to risk that. So we're like, well, we're gonna end it a couple weeks earlier than more people do. So when me and Teddy are playing the championship game,
Oh.
$500 on the line.
Woo. Hopefully you win.
Yes, and if I do, in the morning we'll have waffles.
Oh, speaking of sports, I saw Juju at a softball game.
Oh yeah, yesterday, man. Can I tell you a story about that? So his brother's best friend's niece plays on my niece's team.
Remember those twins at the party? Oh, you probably don't remember.
Yeah, they're funny as hell.
Yeah.
The boys.
If you ever do leave us
from Henry's party.
Yes, your brother's friends.
Yeah,
the
so
cool guys.
The twins, yeah.
Okay.
So
there was a group of guys there was a party that we went to. Vinny's uncle, como quien dice, como su tío, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Tuvo fiesta. Y fuimos, nos invitó. SDL Pros was there. So Juju was there. I was there. Everyone was there. And there was this group of really cool guys. I think it's safe to say, right? Cool,
Yeah,
super
don't
cool
gas
guys.
them up. They
They're
watch your
cool
shit
guys.
too.
Right? They were cool.
Yeah, they're funny.
So you said, what makes them cool? Good question. I'm glad you asked. It made us want to go hang out with them. Like, they were so cool.
Yeah.
Like, they were dancing.
They were making Vinny
They were
drink.
singing. They
participated in the costume contest.
They were involved. They were like those people que son de ambiente. Y nosotros somos de ambiente, pero Vinny es medio sangrón. And then...
You mean I was dressed the part? What do you mean?
They were so cool that it got to the point when homie was a little inebriated. He was
Okay,
like, oh, that's my dad's favorite right there. And I was like, hey, it's all right, dog. Come here.
Okay. So, wait, what? What'd you say? Vinny said that his brother...
Is that your brother's best friend?
One of my brother's homies, my dad he FaceTimes my dad. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about the twins.
No, the twins are funny.
But one of those guys.
Yeah, but one of the
Disrespectful,
twins.
but funny.
Oh, so those guys, they're super cool. They're cool cats. Anyways, so those guys have a niece.
They have a niece who plays softball, and they always they follow her, like they go to her games. So
they're good uncles.
Randomly, last night I was playing video games with everyone, and my brother was like, "Hey, what the fuck? I just saw Juju's story, and I forgot what her name was. She's in there,
Melody, I think.
Melody, and they're like, Andrew, is she playing for Pico, whatever? Like, yeah, they're going to the championship, whatever, blah blah blah. It's like in an hour, and then my brother was like, "Yo, we should go. Juju's there." And I was like, really? So I look and I'm like, is this the same? Are you sure it's the same people? He's like, yeah. But they were like, my brother didn't have his car. So he's just like, we could go eat after. We'll go find food. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll go to the game.
I love the
Check
freedom.
it out. Go see what's up.
I love
Let's
the
go.
freedom you guys have.
So all four of us just got off and then went to the game. And sure enough, saw Juju there.
Yeah, so I was wearing a beige shirt and black pants. But bless you. Go ahead, let it
Always,
out. But Juju drinks water.
Sorry, go ahead.
always her, huh?
I'm sorry. Say again.
So I was wearing.
So hold on. Let me finish talking. Go ahead.
What?
So you can edit, so that it doesn't come out the part where
I'm gonna leave it. I want people to see the real you.
I was wearing a beige shirt and black pants, and it was getting cold. But the only sweater I have in my car is the orange Rolling Loud sweater that I have.
Oh shit!
So I was like, I'm gonna go get it right now. And then I see Vinny walking up, and what's Vinny wearing? Black pants with the orange hoodie. And I was like, I'm just gonna have to be cold today.
Dude,
baby,
I was cold, and I'm like, how the fuck is Juju not wearing a sweater? That explains it.
Wait,
Oh,
so
this is-
you purposely didn't put something on because he was wearing
Would
it?
have been matching.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that?
And how about my home?
And then his homies are there. Nah, dog, that's too many jokes.
Yeah, I mean they're already like, is that that's Teddy Mora, right? Fucking around.
Yeah. So then, so I started watching, but then like he said what's up. He's like, I'm gonna talk to the family, and then we never talked then because we just like I'm with my family, he's with his family. We're just into the game.
And not only that though, when we were walking back, that whole side that they were on was packed with people.
Oh yeah.
Probably half his family.
Yeah.
And then so we stood on the away side, and those fucking parents, disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were cheering on their niece, right? They'll clap, oh good job, and they'll fucking turn around and dog us. Like crazy.
I don't
And they were
get
getting
it.
involved in the game.
I don't get it. They knew you were from the op.
Yeah.
How did they know?
Because when they did bad, they were still quiet but we weren't even being like belligerently loud or
Yeah.
anything. It was just like soft clapping or oh good job or good throw.
And
That's
it's
it.
just like
Yeah, fool, you were sitting on the wrong
And
side.
then
I didn't say anything. It was just my brothers and the homies, but
like so it was a
The
good
rowdy homies? I've heard enough.
they weren't rowdy.
game. No,
though.
they weren't. They weren't. No,
I've
hey,
heard enough.
softball parents get rowdy, like disrespectful.
What city
and,
was
like,
that?
Temple City.
Temple City. Yeah, no, they were.
And like so we had scored 4 runs. And like real quick, they scored 4 runs, and then like the coach started complaining, like, "Oh, let me see the lineups and this," and like there was like a 10-minute delay of the coach trying to find
And
a way
that-
to get them out.
And that call was from a parent on the sideline, because when they did good, a parent was complaining to the coach, and the coach listened to her and walked over and got involved, and they stopped the whole game.
And were they right or wrong?
They were
No,
wrong.
they were wrong. Like it's just like
Or
this-
like what's going on? But they were like complaining, so the coach went back and talked to the parent, and I'm like, what the fuck is a parent getting involved in this game? Like
Dude,
let the coaches coach and
it's hard. When kids are playing Little League, it's like you have these parents, sometimes they're like hecklers. And then you have the other parents who like their kids are only playing or they're in the game because they're coaches or they're like
not even
the
gonna get involved
coaches
with that right now. I don't know who
or
watches
they
this.
know the coaches or they're all like friends or they're assisting
No.
coaches.
Yeah.
Entonces meten y el pinche chamaco no sabe ni jugar y ahí van y lo meten.
the worst parents, and you know who you are. This is anyone. The worst parents are the ones that are trying to live through their kids. Like they didn't make the All-Star team or travel ball team, so their kid has to, and they're my goodness, starting. Parents, I'm not a parent. I can only speak from experience. The kids aren't there to make up for your mistakes or for your losses. All right, like if you sucked in softball, don't make your kid try to be great at softball because the kids half the time don't even want to play the game.
Right.
yeah.
And it's
they
like,
get
no,
sick of
you
it.
got to do this, and I'm going to pay for the coach. And it's just like, you're trying to live through your kids. Stop. Let your kid live their life. You had your chance at life. It didn't work out for you. You still have a pretty good life because you have some amazing kids, talented kids. Let them live. Do not live through your kids. I hate parents like that.
And all those, but honestly, all those girls are pretty talented. I mean, it was a championship game. Obviously, they all kind of like they're an all-star team, right?
Yeah.
From each park, so it was a good game. I mean, we ended up leaving early because it was a mix of the spot was gonna close, but also it was getting uncomfortable with the parents because once they got the lead, the parents, you could tell they were getting very upset.
Yeah.
Especially at our light clapping. So it's just like, man, I was like, fuck Temple City, let's go. I was like, let's go eat. It's not even worth it.
And then you guys weren't even hanging out, so you
Yeah.
know. And so why not get the sweater? Like if y'all ain't
Well,
even
he
there's
had-
like one orange guy over here and
when
one
he-
orange guy over there.
When
Just-
he had left, I was like, but then the game was almost over, and like I was enough around people where the body heat was cool. I wasn't that bad, so
it gets cold. The boys used to play baseball. I used to have like a little portable heater. You know, the ones that you put. I would show up and put my chair instead of sitting in the bleachers because my back would hurt. I would sit in a chair. I would take my blanket, the portable heater, and I would just sit there in
Portable
my Uggs.
heater.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like
We have those
little.
too.
Like
I've never seen those.
they're like for outdoors, and then they just have like a little gas tank.
propane tank.
Propane, yeah,
okay,
like
yeah,
a little
okay.
propane tanks. And then there was some big ass ones. People had them
Yeah.
and stuff. So I would always sit in the front in my chair because I can't sit there, and it would be freezing.
Yeah.
Baseball
Well, anyways,
season, it's freezing.
Shout out to the Pico All-Star Select team, the 12U. Yeah, you guys did a good job.
It was a great game.
My niece actually was kind of responsible for the loss of the game. So
They lost.
Yeah, they lost. They got second.
They got second. Yeah.
So like, I think the second to last inning, there was a play where it was 2 outs and they hit it, and so they got it. And my niece, she was playing second base and she was coming first place, and they threw it and it hit her glove, but like I guess she misjudged it, so it hit the palm.
Oh, she dropped it.
So she couldn't squeeze it, and she dropped it. And that's the ring run.
That's when we left.
And I was like, damn.
How's she doing?
She don't care. Another thing, parents, your kids don't care as much as you think they care. Like, she's a kid. Like, yeah, it sucked at the moment, and there were some girls that were crying, but then like they get the speech, and they forget about it because they're just kids. Like,
Yeah.
On to the next.
Yeah, and like the parents are like, oh, we gotta do this and this coaching decision, and this and we gotta. They're like stressing. And the kids are just like, my niece is fucking singing Taylor Swift in her head. She don't care.
She's over it.
Hey, shout out to their team. They had a whole ass walkout song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They every time someone was walking, they were bumping a song.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Oh, yeah, but shout out to all the parents who take their kids to sports. Un aplauso.
Yeah. Just don't get involved, parents.
It just takes
Enjoy
a lot. You drop them off, you take them, you pay all this money. I've never played a sport.
My brother and his wife Lily, Danny and Lily, they're godsends because they don't take vacations. Their vacations are when Allison has a tournament in Colorado, and they're like they do Vegas, they do
It's
Houston,
a full-time
and like
job.
yeah, and the money they pay the money and all like that. But it is to get them to the next level because nowadays high school and rec ball isn't enough. Like you have to go to travel ball because that's where you get scouted by colleges.
Yeah.
But I mean, the same way they recruit for high school for kids, right? Like the way you were taking your kids to these, it's the same exact thing with sports now.
Yeah.
Like they start recruiting at the peewee 10-year-old level too now.
Oh yeah, they want
it's a whole next
Abby,
level.
They're clamoring for her. To
No,
join the travel ball team.
there's a lot of kids who just do it for fun. Like there's kids who they just take them. It's not travel ball or it's just basketball, like in the park or the school. But even that is a lot. Like it doesn't have to be that serious. The way Juju's nieces are, really into it, or my kid, one of them's on the team, and whatever. It's just simply taking your kids to these after school activities and keeping them busy and keeping them out of trouble.
And it could be any activities too.
Yeah, or just because I was never involved in any of it. My mom was never que me llevaba, que after school, que this program. My mom was never. We never did any of that.
Yeah.
So the fact that like I got 3 kids and all 3 of them are into something, and I know how hard it is for all the parents, like fuck, shout out to the parents.
Yeah, and it sucks because like Allison, obviously she's a junior now, and she's never really had a chance to play any other sport because she was really good at softball. So it's like and it's year round. Like I think they get at the end of July, they get maybe like 2 weeks in August off, and then they start practicing again, and then the league starts again in September.
Wow.
Damn.
And then they do take time off during the high school season, but then she's playing high school softball still. So it's like she plays year round. All of them, they play year round, they practice year round, and so like she doesn't get a chance for extracurricular activities like that. But Abby still finds a way. Abby, she's playing Charlotte in Charlotte's Web.
Oh, fun.
She's a little thespian now.
You played sports, Vin?
Yep. I played baseball, and then in high school I did football.
What position? Ay, como que me la sé.
O-line and D-line. So we swapped around a lot. And then in baseball, I was pitcher, catcher, first base, and once in a while right field, but I'm too slow for that.
Juju?
I played baseball, basketball, and football in high school. And football, obviously, I'm a big guy. That was more of my sport. But I love baseball. Same thing, O-line.
First love.
I played more O-line than D-line. Because we had enough of the big guys to you pick one and stick with it. And then baseball, first base, I could catch a little bit, and then outfield. I played outfield a lot.
I tried out for the basketball team in 7th grade, and that is the first time that I remember feeling embarrassed and out of place. And then I never tried out for anything else again.
Dang.
You know what? For me, that was with soccer. I did soccer one year, and I was the worst. they didn't know where to put me, and I remember they even put me as a goalie.
Well, at least they let you.
Well, my uncle's a coach, so he had
See,
nowhere.
that's the
See,
people
what
we're
were we
talking
just
about.
talking
That's what we're
about?
talking
Yeah,
about.
my uncle was a coach. No, but I actually wanted to try playing, and
How old
they
were
made me
you?
goalie. I was like 10 years old. But the good thing is, like, I had the confidence that I know I'm good at other sports, so this was like a
Right.
let me just test it out type
No.
thing. But I was the worst goalie. Like, I remember one year, like my first game, they were doing a corner kick, and usually the corner kicks, it's like they kick it so to the middle so they could score on me. The fucking guy kicked it in the corner. I hit the ball and I scored on myself, and that's how I knew I wasn't meant for soccer. It was like, what's that movie? The
Big Green.
The Big Green. It was like one of those. Like, I was a terrible goalie.
But at least you were good at like other things. I remember like my friends, it was like 7th grade, and I remember my friend Chelsea, a complete athlete. Like, this girl played volleyball, softball, basketball. We were in the dance team. She was just so good at everything. I had never tried out for anything in my life. My mom never put me into anything, and Chelsea was trying out. So I was like, okay, maybe. Chelsea was trying out, so I was like, maybe I can too. Like, okay, this will be fun. That feeling of just so embarrassed. I was not good at it. There was no... After that, I think that's where my trauma of trying new things hit. Like, now, if
you don't like feeling embarrassed.
I do not. Even when I took improv classes, that's when I realized that I took myself way too fucking serious. Because improv, you're like talking and you're doing all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. I know that I'm not good at this, so I'm not gonna do it. And so, like, I have to...
So you didn't do any after school activities? You were just
None. I would go straight home because my mom would leave to work at 3 and we would get out at 3. So my mom would make food, and then she'd be like, as soon as you leave, like as soon as the bell rings, you walk with that first batch of kids because I don't want you walking by yourself. I was like 5, like Mateo 6.
Dang.
And I would walk all the way home, straight home. And when I would get home, I'd come in, I'd lock the door, and my dad would get home like around 5. I think like around 5, and then that was it. I'd stay home, and then once I got older, obviously 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, by freshman year I was working, but I never played any sports. My mom never, even going outside. Like, I remember I had a bike, and it was like contadita las veces that my mom would let me go outside and ride the bike. I was like I was an iPad kid before iPads were around.
Your mom was always home?
No. The TV would take care of me.
Jerry Springer. It says a lot about you, actually.
Yeah.
You kind of like got that Jerry Springer vibe, like ready for a fight.
Jose Luis. No, I mean, I would go to school, and then when I would come back home, till 5, just by myself.
Dang. Well, all that to say is, like, yeah, me and Vinny ran into each other at a softball game.
That's fun. Speaking of parents, I'm trying to find a way to seg. I wanted to give a shout out to your guys' dads.
Our dads?
Yeah. What's your dad's name? Daniel.
Vicente.
Shout out to them. I was thinking this weird thought. I don't know why it came to mind, but I was like, wow, we did this event for the kids, right? Shout out to everybody who came out to help. I didn't realize how much goes into
it was a lot.
This
honestly,
event.
Definitely crazy first experience.
And I remember the week leading into it, I didn't realize how many people we were in contact with and how many emails and text messages. And even shout out to Wendy, who was a huge help in all that
shout
too.
out. It wouldn't have. Just without her, I don't believe that this would have been possible. Yeah. I mean, we would have done something, but not this. Yeah. Because this was so intense.
Yeah, not to that extent. Definitely not. But damn, leading into the event it was a lot. And I know even for me, it was, I was feeling a lot of anxiety. I hadn't felt that anxiety in such a long time.
Really?
Since probably when I first went live on the radio.
Wow.
Of what if everything falls apart? What if nobody comes through? What if the kids hate it? What if, all these what ifs were in my head. And I think that's why even the day of, there were things that didn't go as planned. but I've already failed a million times in my head. So when these things came about, I was able to handle it correctly.
That's not even the worst thing I thought about.
You know what? Benny's an overthinker.
Absolutely.
And I don't think at all. Because I've done things a million times. I think I don't think of them because if I do, then I'm not going to do them. For example, even getting married. Swear to God. Having kids. Like, I never sat there to think about things. Do you know what I mean?
You would start overthinking.
No. I just don't think of him. You tell me an event, I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go. An interview. Okay, cool. I do my research really quick. But I never sit there to think of the interview. J Balvin, Marco Antonio Solis, these people that I've interviewed. Never, not once have I sat there and thought of the interview to prepare myself. Where am I going to sit? I don't think of things too much until after it's done. I'm like, whoa. Oh my God. And that's exactly what happened with this event. I didn't think of it at all. It was just, you guys were talking, you guys were handling it, this, that, the list.
Yeah.
So.
And even with, even with dealing with Wendy, when we were trying to come up with like how the day is going to go, like I thought of every failure and every part of it. And I had a backup plan for everything.
Like I just show up like that in life. Just like I just showed up to the event. I just show up with everything in life.
Mm-hmm. Must be nice.
And then when you see it, you're like, oh shit. Like me, I was like, oh my God, there's so many kids. Oh my God, what's happening? But it was so beautiful. All this to say, you guys, that we had this event and it was beautiful to see the kids' faces, to see how much family and friends and people who maybe you didn't expect to come out, people who you didn't expect to donate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People who it just really shows you a light, like it shows you people.
Yeah.
And
a lot of the real intentions too.
Yeah. And so there were some hiccups, but more than anything, I saw more beauty than anything else.
The excitement in the kids' faces too.
Yeah.
Oh, that part. Though, yeah. Oh man, I could count in my hand like so many times I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose it right now.
Yeah.
And like I even so emotional, and you called me emotional earlier today, and like it's funny because like I'd be like, oh, I'm in need for a good cry. I even got so like I was thinking about it because I knew we were gonna talk about it, so I had to practice what I was gonna say in the car, so I could get the waterworks out in the car instead of on the camera. Cause like 3 specific times stuck out of my mind. First one when the first batch of kids came out, and like I was wearing like the you'll see just a red Santa coat and a hat, no intention of being Santa Claus. I was just like, oh, just being the holiday spirit. And they came and they're like, Santa. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm Santa's helper. But the first part, it was a little girl that she just ran and she hugged me. Like, hugged me tight. And I was just like, don't lose it, Juju. Don't lose it. Just because
Get your hands off of me.
It's because it takes
sanitizer.
A lot of, it takes a lot of vulnerability to hug a complete stranger the way she hugged you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we're all about transfer of energy and stuff like that, and you're just like, holy shit, like, and I don't know that girl's life. She might have a good life, but like, how bad of a life do you have to be having where you could see this complete stranger and give them a hug like that? And I was just like, don't lose it. And then the second time was when a little girl asked me to tie her shoe. I don't know why, but I was just like, she said, can you tie my shoe? And I was like, absolutely.
That makes me want to cry.
And then the one that really, really almost got me was the little girl that trusted me with her doll.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And she's like, can you watch it for me? Because I want to play the game. And I was like, yeah, because...
At the end, he was like, whose doll is this?
Yeah, like, where's she at? Because I know a lot of those are crutches for kids. Like, that's her home. That's what centers her and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, man. And yeah,
definitely.
I didn't cry. Why? Because I cried in the car.
Hey, but honestly, shout out to you guys. You guys showed up and killed it. Medic, the SDL pros, like honestly, just Medic, did great with the music.
Immaculate.
Yeah. Everything sounded great. Juju, you honestly really carried that whole thing. Melissa assisted well.
Un aplauso for
But Juju, it was the
high five. Teamwork makes the dream work, guys.
Yeah, I was telling Wendy too, because even I know with me and Wendy, we did a lot of the planning behind the scenes, and a lot of her anxiety too, because she's never worked with you guys, right? And a lot of her anxiety was like, how's it gonna go? How are we gonna keep him entertained? And I'm like, just trust me. These two are great at what they do. They are professionals. We've done a million remotes. Shout out to the street team hits we've always done.
Yeah.
Throughout our career. So this was kind of cake, right?
Right.
But Juju he showed up a little late because you got the
Flat tire.
So it wasn't.
Hey, the devil was working overtime, huh?
Well, but God works harder because it wasn't a complete flat. I guess the air just came out. So like I started driving, I was like, what the fuck? And so I go out and I was like, no way. And I didn't have the equipment to change it. I had the spare, I just didn't have the equipment for it because I think my dad had it for whatever reason. So I was like, damn, I have to call AAA, and these fools take like 3 hours to show up. But luckily, I was like, man, let me just see if I could just get enough air to take it to a shop real quick. And I put air, and I was like looking. I pour water to see where the air is escaping, and nothing. And hasn't deflated since.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, and even the crazy part too was like on top of that, some things weren't able to get delivered that were promised to be delivered, and the other part was it was like almost 200 boxes that we had to load up.
Yeah.
Shout out to my parents and my brother who pulled up, and us four and Wendy ended up throwing all 100, I don't know, up to like 180 boxes in the back. It fit perfectly. And then we were like, you know what? Let's try to get this and park the truck next to the lot where we're going to be at.
Right.
It didn't fit.
Nope.
So we had to transfer
everything
all those
manually. O sea, fue una chinga, guys.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so crazy because I'm like, Diosito when has Diosito ever let us down? And so to see like, Vinny's parents were there.
Yeah.
And because of Vinny's connects and contacts, like we had so many hands. And Wendy, everybody she knew perfectly worked with what we did. Juju, his experience, everything he's ever learned worked so perfectly for that day.
Yeah. Oh, even Ophie pulled up too. Shout out to Ophie who was able to assist too.
And
Erica,
right,
the
with the Grinch.
Team, and she brought the Grinch.
And so like me, it just, everything fit.
Yeah.
So well together, like just meshed. Everyone who showed up, every single hands, everybody. It was so beautiful to see it. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. But I was exhausted at the end. There was so much transfer of energy in these kids. And so it's so beautiful to see these little kids. They're full of energy and they just want more of you. And
I mean, me and you handed off easily, over 300 gifts, right?
Yeah.
Per kid, like we stood there per kid.
Yeah.
And then Juju took a picture with each and every single one of them too, which was great to see.
And then I the part that got me was some of them had their little
their
badges, name tags. And so I'd be like, "Here you go, Josue. Merry Christmas." And how do you know my name? Like just to be spoken to like as a person and stuff, like just, "Hey, what's up?" Or
even the older kids, who obviously they're a little more self-aware and their innocence isn't as there as the little kids, and like they were kind of standoffish, but then you see them buying into it, and that's like it's like, yo, like these kids came in with their guards up because unfortunately they're used to disappointment. They're used to like, hey, it's not gonna be what I thought it was, but at least they're trying, But these kids like came in a little defensive, but then like at the end they all bought into it. Everyone participated,
and I think everyone had fun, right?
No, everyone had a blast.
It looked like
kids didn't want to leave.
And shout out to SDL pros who showed up and donated their time, donated the speakers, donated the mic, donated the DJ, donated they're a business, and they showed up and donated for free, and shout out to everyone who.
And I told them 2 hours, and they stood there for like 3.5.
We were there for a while.
Yeah.
We were there for a while. And shout out to Vinny's parents que nos ayudaron a abrir cajas to break them down. To Ophie who showed up. There was some parents who are also volunteering. Shout out to the organic juice dude that stayed up all night before making acai bowls and making the juices para llevárselos to the parents and the staff. And so I think Erica, who brought the Grinch, her cousin or her nephew. So it was just so beautiful to see all of these kids and to come together, and it wouldn't have been possible.
The school team for trusting us, because the school could have just been like, nah, we're not gonna do this, and they trusted us to deliver to the kids, and I think we did a great job to deliver.
And the donations too were amazing.
Everybody who donated the presents, the Play-Doh, the jump ropes, the hula hoops, the ball.
People bought Legos too. And
everything.
Kids were going crazy for everything. It was,
So thank you so
it was
much.
a beautiful sight.
Shout out to SDL Pros. That's the kind of people that you want to do business with. DJ Vinny Mac, Juju, and myself. Gente de buen agüero. Wendy también. It just shows you que somos buenas personas. And why am I saying that? I usually don't feel comfortable saying that, but my life coach said, it's crazy how people can say all these beautiful things about you, but you don't believe them, and you don't really say them about yourself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, we are good people. And I mean, we don't walk around saying that, but it does show that we love hard and that we're willing to help. But when we were shooting that video, at the end there was a little recap. Both Juju and Vinny said the same thing. Do you guys remember what you guys said when we were shooting the video?
No, what?
I remember that you guys don't want kids.
Oh yeah, another 2 years.
Kids were amazing, but todavía son poco traviesos, little kids right there. But yeah, and I was like, I'm cool for no cheer.
Couple little liars
I even
in there.
texted you guys like, so I went to Disneyland right after, so it was like an hour and a half drive, complete silence.
Yeah.
I didn't turn nothing. I was like, and I texted you like, you guys also drive? Because I was like,
after a remote, that's what I do.
yeah, and it was just like because there was so much to think about, to just like process everything that just happened. Because I knew we were doing something good. I just didn't know how receptive the kids were going to be to it. And the fact, again, that they all trusted us and like.
Well, you were on.
Yeah.
For 3-4 hours straight. Like, that's the way I think for sometimes if you're watching, and I don't want you to think that this is a facade or that we're fake or that this isn't who we are. It is. But we're on. And so on the radio, when you do a break, right, it's 30 seconds, it's a minute long, and you're like, hey, Vinny, what did you do? Oh, I did this, da-da-da-da-da. And we're like, back and forth, and it's a minute. When you're in a remote, which is an event, right? You've met an artist, you've met singers, radio personalities, and you meet us. We're like that. We're on. I'm here to talk to you. I want to get to know you. Talk to me. What's going on? Imagine that for 4 hours straight. Not once did we turn off. Not once did I get to just, okay, let me get on my phone. None of us had that moment. We were on the entire time.
We have real life things going on before we show up,
right? And then
we
after.
have stuff for after.
Yeah.
So there's
and so it's draining.
Draining.
It's a little draining because although it is who we are, we're on the entire time with these
especially
children.
For kids,
these children, and so it's not like es como que estás platicando con una comadre and you're like back and forth. At a moment you have a moment of silence or you lunch. No, it was on for 4 hours. So driving in silence is what I do after a remote, after a club, after I usually do that.
Even for me, like when I do events like that, it doesn't affect me like that. Like, turn the music. I'll change the music up. Like it'll be a different genre. Like if we're at a hip hop, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to rock or I'll even listen to classical music sometimes when I just like I don't want to hear nothing, just classical music just to calm me down. But this time, like I'm telling you, it's the transfer of energy because these kids needed it.
Yeah.
They needed all our energy. Like we could not let them down and and you can't let any kids down really, but
just
like,
mine.
These
I'm
kids,
just kidding.
These kids really needed it.
At the end, they both said that. And I didn't think of that till yesterday. I don't know why. I was doing something and I thought of you guys saying, we're not going to have any kids because
no, we're not having any kids for next 2 years.
2 years.
We're good.
And I thought, I don't know why I thought of your parents. And I just wanted to say to Don Vicente and Don Daniel, thank you so much. I can't picture you guys as parents yet, but I know that you guys, look, I get emotional. I know you guys are going to be such amazing parents. I know Vinny is a little bit of a jerk to kids sometimes. And he's like that hard ass, like that uncle and stuff. But I think he's going to be such an amazing dad and Juju. And that comes from parents who were involved. And it's crazy because I know a lot of men who aren't dads. Like they have babies, but they're not involved. And so you guys had a dad with flaws. I'm sure your dads were far from perfect, right? And you're like, I'm not going to be like that guy. But one thing your dad was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's like you're already learning from him and you're going to be there for your kids. And most likely your kids are going to be there for their kids. And it's just going to go on like that. And not everybody's blessed with that. So I just wanted to say like, oh shit, like you guys are going to be good dads because your dads are around. And that's
we had some pretty good role models. And I mean, not just my dad, but I was shaped by like uncles, my older brother, my dad for sure. Because my dad, he's never missed a birthday or a game. It doesn't matter. He goes to my niece's practice games. Like, it's just an inter squad game. And they'll be, oh, yeah, they play that. And he'll be there. And, like, he took specific jobs, like, to work just so he could be at our games and stuff like that. He always took me to practice and stuff like that. So, yeah, shout out to my dad.
Yeah, shout out to Don Daniel.
He's a pretty cool guy, I guess.
I don't know, like, am I bad? Because sometimes I do judge. Like, I know a couple men who are absent fathers, and I feel like, oh, I can't respect you. Like, I could be cordial with you, but I just don't feel like I can respect an absent father. However, I'm sure that that's like judgmental also because I don't know their situation or their circumstances. I mean, but to me, it's like there's no. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but a lot of times it could be the role models too. Maybe they didn't have the best role models to show them how to do it.
Right,
either.
but you have the choice to say I'm not going to be like that, and I know how that hurt me, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, let's say your dad used to beat you. That's not going to be an excuse to go and beat your children. Yeah. You could easily be like, okay, mi papá me ponía una chinga a mí, yo no lo voy a hacer.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. That's not how everyone works, but I do have a couple conocidos that are absent fathers. And me personally, I'm like, I can't respect you. Like, we can be cool, but I just have no respect. I can't be friends with you. I can't. If you can't love your own blood, what the fuck can I expect? How are you going to be a good friend to me? How are you going to be a good person to me when you're not even present in your child's life?
Yeah, and that's not saying, like, I know some parents are like, whoa, I got to work. And we understand that because I understand.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Yeah, so, like, we're talking, like, parents that just they have a chance to be involved with their kids and they just don't want to be involved with their kids.
They're absent fathers or they're not. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, pick a weekend. Take the fucking kid. But anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out. I don't know why I thought of your guys' dads and I thought, wow, that's awesome. And I cannot wait to see what kind of dads you guys are. Hopefully we're still cool.
We'll see what's up.
We'll see.
Like, if I'm already popping, then I might forget about you. So.
Hey, he keeps saying that. He keeps saying, oh, I'm going to be popping and I'm going to forget about you guys.
I have a good feeling about next year.
Jesus. I mean, me too, but fuck, Juju.
Yeah, but our change is different.
Well, mine is too, but I never miss an opportunity to put my friends on.
That's true.
You're saying I'm not putting you guys on?
No.
You're talking about leveling up and dipping.
I didn't say that.
What'd he say?
I just said switch
thank
up.
you. It's okay. Here.
No, okay. It's all right. Man.
You're breaking his heart.
All that to say, that event was great.
The event was amazing.
Recap coming soon.
Another event that we went to was Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I
had a busy weekend. Yeah, you haven't said that in a while.
What?
Minnie's going to hate that I'm reminding you, but...
Weekend roundup. No, well, the event was pretty...
That's a little late for that, but...
The event was fun. We went to a comedy show. Shout out to Concrete que nos invitó personalmente, nos mandó un mensajito. And I was really excited to go out with the boys. And the part that excited me the most was I made a little poll in my head. I said, is Vinny gonna drink?
Really?
Is Vinny going to drink alcohol today? Here's the thing. We were gonna go to the comedy show, and then he had to DJ, and he was gonna go to Picolandia.
No, I wasn't gonna DJ.
Things. Oh.
No.
There was a lot of things going on.
Yeah, the plan was just comedy show, Picolandia.
O sea, que te la ibas a echar la parranda. You know, you were gonna go out, you were gonna party. If you've ever been to Picolandia, if you've ever been to a paisa club, if you've ever been a zapatearle, una cervecita. It's like, how are you gonna go without having a little michelada? Like, I mean, I'm sure you can.
No, you can't. There's no way.
Me personally, I can't imagine it. If the banda's going on, I really feel like if I'm right now, I'm on my no drinking tip. But if I go somewhere and the banda shows up, I don't know. I don't know if I'm strong enough. You know? So I was really just waiting to see if Vinny was not going to drink. I actually put a poll up to see what you, el público, pensó. And so it says, we went out Friday, did at DJ Vinny Mac drink. 62% said yes. 38% said no.
Damn.
Vinny, did you drink at the comedy show?
No, I did not.
Un aplauso. And you know what is so funny? He's so blatantly, how you say blatantly, hey. O sea, que le vale verga.
He's so blunt.
No, blatantly disrespect. How you say?
Blatantly?
That, something like that. O sea, le vale madre, pues. Because me, when we were ordering drinks, I told the girl, let me have, my husband ordered tequila and water, like Sprint water or whatever. And I told her, let me have some pineapple juice. And she goes, okay, and what else? And I said, just pineapple juice. I just need it to look like a drink, but don't put anything in there. And she's like, okay. Because I didn't want to be judged.
I'm still charging you the same. You know that, right?
No vodka. Hold the vodka, please. And I just didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to explain why I'm not drinking. I just hate the
conversation.
I hate that. Like, so anyway, then I hear this guy and he's like, oh, let me have a michelada. And Vinny was like, oh, give me a water bottle. Had a water bottle. O sea, le valió queso que he wasn't drinking y que tenía una pinche botella de agua right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hid a little bit.
Coward.
Actually, last week, too, he invited me to an event, and I was like, no, I'm not going because I'm not drinking, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with people being like, have a drink.
Well, imagine me, like, I'm in a DJ booth every weekend for the past month and a half.
You're strong.
Think about how many people come up to me
Hercules.
every day. People come up to me every single gig with the drink already in hand, with the shot in hand.
Yeah.
With the, do you want to drink? The manager, the owners,
And
you
then
want
he
to
just
drink? And I'm just like,
smacks it out. He says, get that fucking filth
I
out
did
of
it.
my face.
even that night, when I went to go DJ, I had homies come and they were from my frat, from Calle, and they were all like, they were even sending people with drinks, and I'm just like,
no gracias.
like I'm good.
How long has it been?
Honestly, I kind of lost track. It's been about a month and a half now.
Nice.
It was
When
more
was
of a
the
month
last
and a half.
time? Because my last time
Halloween.
drinking was Halloween
It was
weekend.
It was a few days after that.
Okay,
Rancho
so we're
Humilde
kind of
event.
on the
Oh,
same thing.
Yeah, it was like the fourth.
Rancho Humilde.
Fucking Mr. Mezcal over here.
Did I go to that event?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's when you had done up your face
and
and you didn't want to show your face. So we went
but
to
then
that
I
event.
did a whole ass podcast.
Yeah, we went to that event and I drank a little too much, and that's the one where I was like, I'm getting a little too out of hand. I need a self-control.
Maybe it's time to chill.
But even now, for me, I'm thinking about like for the Picolandia thing, right? I told myself I'm gonna drink if I go,
Okay.
but the thought of drinking
Que hueva.
wasn't hitting. Even like now, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna drink a New Year's Eve with the family and stuff,
Right.
but the thought of drinking just doesn't appeal to me anymore. Like it feels forced. It's crazy, and I didn't think I'd be ever be able to say that.
And I'm speaking too soon also because I'm like, to me, it's like, oh, I don't want to drink poison. I was going to be like, literally, that's
Not
the
like
way.
that.
No, to me, I
Yeah.
do feel like it's literally,
I mean,
it's poison.
It is poison.
Literally poison, but it's fine because coffee is too, like, I know, I get it. But what I'm saying is I can taste it. Like, it's not even like the tequila shot. Like, literally, it's alcohol. Like, why am I going to drink that? Right now, that's the way I'm feeling.
Yeah.
My best friend on Saturday, she called me and she's like, hey, I'm going to be in town. Let's have some beers. I told her, oh, I'm not drinking right now, pero Calle, wey. We'll do a bonfire. We'll hang out at the house, whatever. She canceled on me.
She's like, and do what? Sing Kumbaya, you fucking weirdo.
But I'm like, maybe for New Year.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe that weekend I'll
maybe
drink,
I'll
but even
have
then
some
it's
drinks.
like
But
the
I
thought
don't
of
know.
doing it. Yeah.
But once you're in that ambiance, I'm not trying to. Hey, I'm so proud of you guys for not drinking. I try not to drink after fucking Besame Mucho. But once you're in that ambiance,
Oh, yeah.
And then-
I think that one's going to be a little tough. But when's the next time I'm going to go hear banda?
hey, I think we should do a Palacay in Picolandia. Just me personally. It was amazing.
I mean,
experience.
but the good part too was that I even bought my VIP ticket and everything. I was
You were
ready
ready.
to go. I was almost gonna cancel the comedy event and be like, I want the full experience.
Right.
But also, I mean, you did say Concrete personally invited
us.
which I don't take that lightly either. So I
Right.
was like, oh no, I have to go. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Picolandia will be there next week and the week after that and the next week.
Yeah.
It's been there for 10 years.
But I was already
No, yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna take the L. But even then, in between that whole, should I cancel or not? My homies were also getting like iffy. Like, I don't know if we still want to go. And then at the same exact time, Treehouse reached out and said, "Hey, we need a DJ for tonight. Are you available?"
Go get drunk at Picolandia,
or
go
make
to a
some
comedy
money.
show or make money. You made the right
So
choice.
I was like, I'm gonna do that. And then sure enough, I mean, when I told you guys like, hey, I don't think I said I'm gonna still go to the comedy show, whatever. And I texted Juju on the side, asking him if he was still gonna go, and he was like, I don't have my ticket or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, well, take mine.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Because usually they don't let you transfer the ticket apparently, or you don't get refunds. It says non-refundable, so I'm like, oh fuck, I just threw away $60.
Right. Fucking $60.
Well, for the VIP, I didn't know what it was, but apparently it's like,
it was.
You just skipped the line.
Yeah. The VIP was you get in line, you get in quicker, but everything else like
same.
And I was thinking maybe because it wasn't the big Picolandia, it was like they were off to the side. They didn't use the main arena. If you guys ever been to Pico Rivera Sports Arena, it's like they didn't use that main.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as crazy, but still a great time. And yeah, I was like, because even I wasn't gonna go, because we still had to work that day. I was still on, and like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, grab my jeans, my boots, my shirt, and vámonos. And then I was like, oh, it's doors are at 6 or like that. You said doors are at 6.
Yeah, for the record, I don't think about things. If someone invites me somewhere, I don't plan. I don't look at the address until I'm in the car to go to the place. I didn't. They invited us.
So we didn't have any info either.
I know. I'm sorry.
The whole time I thought it was at the Laugh Factory in Covina.
Yeah, I was looking at Covina. I'm like, if I go to Covina, it doesn't make sense to go to Picolandia. Like,
my husband said the same thing. He drove us to the Laugh Factory right here in Covina, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, we're here. And I'm like, not fam. It's in Bellflower or wherever the hell it is. He's like, well, give me the address.
Yeah.
Shit, my bad.
So I didn't get a chance to go home. So even I was like, hey, Vinny, if you still want to sell it or like give it to, like you can, because I don't think I'm going to use it. But we got out of the show a little early because there was 2 showings. So we got the early show and it was like 10 o'clock. And I was like, you know, all right. I texted her, hey, how much is parking? It's 40. Do they take card? Yeah. All right, let's go. So I go in my Blazers.
Up by yourself?
Yeah. To Picolandia, yeah, but I met my family there.
Oh, okay.
Because it was my brother-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, David. So they were already going to go. They bought their tickets. There was my older brother, my younger brother, my sister, her husband, my cousin, and her friends.
Oh, they were all going to go, period.
Yeah, they were there already. They got there like at 7.
So you guys were going to meet up because you guys decided to go separately, but...
I was gonna go on my own tip.
Got it.
And then he just happened to say,
oh, I'm going
I'm gonna go
also.
too. And then even then he was like, I don't think I'm gonna go anymore. It doesn't make sense. But I told him, bro, just keep the ticket. I wasn't gonna sell it to him. I was just keep it because it was gonna go to waste anyways.
Yeah.
So he was like in that fuck it mode. Like, all right, I guess.
And it worked out
perfectly.
Dearly. And I'm not gonna say why on camera. Mm-hmm. But no, it was great. And then actually we found out that so they were doing the horses where I don't know what it's called, but it's when they let the cow go and you have to grab it by the tail and drop it.
Kind of like a jaripeo kind of?
Yeah, so they had that. And it was like they did that. And then, so like around 11:45, they kicked the horses out because the banda's going to go into the dirt and that's where they were playing. But then we ran into my aunt's husband's nephew. He rides horses. Like their family they ride horses like professionally. So he was there. And I was like, oh, damn. Like he's like, next time, let us know. And then like, so, a little more access, I guess.
Ooh.
But then we got to the dirt, the banda, crazy. It was just insane. I'll send you a video if you want to put it or not. I don't know if you can or legally or whatever, but insane. I loved it. Can't wait to go back. And yeah, like the drinking.
There's no way.
I'm so glad you guys didn't go because there's no way. There's no way. Like you're just, especially you, because you love banda.
Oh.
No, I accepted defeat once I walked into those doors. That's what I told myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to probably give in.
Yeah.
But the thought of it, it's almost like going to the gym.
But that's a problem then. Then that means that I haven't beat the demon that I'm trying to beat. Because if I'm like, puta, ya valió. Si me ponen banda, ya valió.
To be fair, you guys don't really have a demon. I know people with demons. Trust me. You guys do not have a demon in you. You guys just like to drink. It's socially.
Okay, but see, that's like, it's like my coffee addiction, right? I consider that a demon. Like, I consider my coffee addiction
That's an addiction because that changes you. You're a different person. Like, not now because you're used to it again, but when you first kick it, you're a different person for a couple of days.
Right.
Liquor doesn't do that to you guys. Never have you guys acted different by not drinking. Like, this is still the same Vin.
Well,
and
yes.
you're still the same
no,
Melissa.
But yes, if I cannot walk in to that place and be myself and be happy and enjoy the banda without drinking, then I am a different person.
Yeah, because even for me, I feel like one of my biggest faults has always been that
Like
I
a
am
crutch.
a different person when I drink. Like I've heard it so many times from friends and family and friends from colleges. Like they want that guy, like the Vinnie Mac, the one that's fun and outgoing and stuff. I don't know how to be that without the alcohol, and that's my issue. Even
Okay.
like to turn up at the club, like I'm learning how to be that person sober.
Right.
I don't know how to do that sober. Like when I drink, I'm better on the mic. I maybe a little more looser when I DJ, and like, and even like the manager and owners I've been working with can see it.
Yeah.
So even for me, it's like I'm trying to learn how to be that guy without the
alcohol. Well, that's what I'm saying. So like for me to not even, I can't even imagine myself listening to banda and being who I am when I hear banda without some drinks in my hand. And it's like the real challenge is, let me listen to banda without drinking and still be that person.
Yeah.
That would be
Like
a
for me,
challenge.
that's what I'm trying to do. That's
No.
what I'm trying to do. So
And I mean, well, again, like I had a michelada and a beer, but I stopped because obviously you see my brothers, we're big guys, and when one of us is drunk, the other none of us can be drunk. And my younger brother was kind of lit. He was
he?
not kind of lit. He was lit. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I'm a chill. And then I know my sister's husband was drunk too.
Was his girlfriend there? Your brother's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, did she
Yeah.
like it?
Yeah.
She enjoyed it? That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so it was like that, and I was like, okay, cool. But like, yeah, I guess I see it differently because I know I guess I've done it where I used to be like that too. Even medic would be like, hey, dude, you need to take a shot so you can loosen up, and I need that juju to come out. But then I did like a 4-month challenge of no drinking at all, and I still had weddings and quinceañeras and parties that I had to host. So I had to learn to tap into that, and it is true. Like you're right. You do have to find a way to. And I think that's why I'm more comfortable still drinking because I know I can do it without doing it. So
Yeah.
I think that's you guys just need to find that first big event where you guys. I'm sorry, I feel like I can't hear myself. I feel that first big event you guys do when you don't drink and you kill it. You're like, oh, okay.
It's
and
okay.
Then you'll feel better drinking after that.
I mean, for me lately, I think I've been getting more in that comfort zone and in that mindset. So I already feel like I've progressed
yeah.
as a DJ and as somebody on the mic without needing the alcohol. So
What about
it's definitely helping.
What about the coffee, Devil? How's that going? Because I heard that you currently betrayed. You committed a sin in our book. Here's the thing. Vinny and I are coffee addicts. We're not anymore. Well, me anymore. How you say?
Well, I mean,
Like when you used to be an addict, but you're not any recover.
You're recovering.
I'm a recovering coffee addict. I could not function without my Starbucks every single day. Like literally every single day I had to go before I do anything else because my life without it before it just doesn't make any sense. So
I mean, mine, I'm a little slightly different because I could
go to work
weekends or whatever without
no,
it.
means every day, 7 days a week. And it has to be Starbucks and it has to be in the morning. Anyway, so since I started my training, it's been 2 months. I haven't had any coffee about 2 months. Same thing as drinking, kind of, maybe
Around
a month and a
half.
month and a half. So anyway, a month and a half. Okay, I haven't had any Starbucks. I haven't bought any coffee. I've taken a sip here and there, but nothing big. But Vinny currently just decided to
Switch it up.
What's happening?
All right, so the beauty of not drinking alcohol, this is all a domino effect. So the beauty of not drinking alcohol, one of my favorite things is that I wake up with no hangover and I'm very productive like 95% of the time. So when I wake up on Saturdays or Sundays, I'm on already. I'm ready to like attack something, learn something new, just, but for some reason, randomly, my cousin said, hey, let's go get breakfast at this place called Polly's Pies, which is fire in Montebello.
Polly's
Polly's
Pies.
Pies. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm up. Right? Why not? He asked my brother, cool, and brought a homie. We want to go eat food. And then right across, there's Tierra Mia. Now, my homie ordered coffee inside. And I'm like, no, I'm on my way to go get Starbucks. But I parked next to Tierra Mia. So on my walk back after we finished eating, I was like, let me give this a shot because I haven't been here in forever.
Which is a rivalry, right? I've got a couple comments of like, oh, why do you buy at Starbucks? Go to Tierra Mia.
Tierra Mia,
Like, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, Tierra Mia is not open at 4 a.m. At least there's not
Yeah.
one on my way
And the
to work.
And for me too, it's like I love Starbucks because of convenience, right? You have the app, you go to the van, blah, blah, blah. But I went inside and they have this whole new thing of cold brews, and they've never had cold brews because their thing is they always make the coffee and, you know, the old fashioned way type thing. And then they just pour it over ice. And so it waters down the coffee. So I never really liked that. But they have cold brews and whatever. And I saw an horchata one and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds pretty good. So I'm waiting in line and I see, and they like started their online ordering, which is convenient.
Right.
And then they had like peppermint stuff, but I was like already just like, you can order online and you get cold brew, and it's like down the street from my house too. There's a Starbucks, and literally like 2 minutes driving down, it's Tierra Mia, and I drive through it every day. So I tried it and it was fire. And
This
I was
morning.
like,
Haven't looked back since.
So that
baby.
was,
this
but that was the
this
weekend.
was Saturday.
Okay.
So I'm like Sunday. I was like, I'm gonna try a Sunday and see what's up. I told my mom about the peppermint white mocha or whatever because we like peppermint, and it was good too. I was like, oh shit. So this morning I woke up extra early.
3 days. Okay.
And I was like, let me try the online ordering, see how it works. And I went online, and Apple Pay, it does everything. 5 minutes, it'll be ready. And I'm like, oh shit. And it's it's the exact same route I take to go to work.
There's a Tierra Mia up the street from my kid's school. Tomorrow I'm going to drop the ass off and I'm going to go have a coffee. I've been craving a coffee. But I wonder if they have matcha.
You should try. But you know what? I think the thing is the flavors taste like home because it's very like Mexican based or like, you know, Latino based.
Dang, Café de olla, bro.
Yeah, no, and even like because I used to drink the one that tastes like the hot chocolate.
Or like abuelita.
Abuelita. There's one that tastes like that, right? But like coffee like that, like that tastes, it reminds me of home, or it's like culture, you know?
Yeah.
So when I'm drinking the horchata cold brew, it just tastes like, it tastes familiar.
Are we all trying Tierra Mia? There's one by my house too.
We're
Right
gonna
across the
have
street
to,
from Starbucks.
that's the one I was telling you.
On Azusa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the
It used
Thing
to be a
of Dreams.
KFC. Yeah.
And you should see if they order online order, because I mean you just go on the website and
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna
order
go
online
check it
and
out.
Apple Pay and
There's this one coffee place that when we did the farmer's market, I sent you guys a message. Remember? It was like a coffee place that I sent you guys a picture of, like that coffee,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
would
yeah.
get it when we would do the farmer's market. So good. If you're talking about being authentic and Mexican and feeling like home, I might like it.
I
Just
don't
that
know,
place.
it was a horchata cold brew, and then the
Are we gonna try it?
they have the
I think
tres
so.
leches muffins or whatever.
Will
Oh, I was-
Vinny and Melissa betray Starbucks? Find out next time on Pa La Calle.
Comment down below. What do you prefer, Starbucks, Tierra Mia? I think we're gonna have to go try it Tuesday. So I'm down.
But that's what I'm going through right now. A little transition
All because you gave up alcohol.
for the culture. I know, man.
Starbucks stock shares are gonna go down because
Well,
Vinny and
there's-
Melissa stopped buying coffee.
Well, there's a lot of people who actually boycotted Starbucks anyway, so we should do the same.
Maybe it's good timing.
Yeah, perfect timing.
The universe is talking to me.
Mm-hmm. I think so. All right, guys. Well, one more episode until our season finale.
Is this how we're gonna tell them?
So, I have one more thing to talk about. Sorry,
Oh.
real quick. I went to a celebration of life. My brother's best friend's mother passed away. May she rest in peace. But it was they were black, so we went, and there was like a black Christian church, whatever. Man, when I tell you that preacher went off, he went off. Amazing service. He was calling out people like, "Oh, I know you don't pray. I know we're all sinning." Gave a great eulogy for the mom. And I just had to bring this up because there's one thing he said and it stuck with me and I have not forgotten it. And he just said, and I want to record it. He said, fear tells you can't. No, I'm sorry. Facts tell you can't. Fear says you shouldn't, but faith tells you to take the leap. And I just wanted to put that out there because you guys are amazing. And I wanted to tie it in with the kids and all that, but because again, didn't know what was gonna happen. You had the anxiety, the fear, and all that, and you always second guess yourself. So
Yeah.
like, it's like, should I do that? And like, yeah. So I just want to put that out. Facts say you can't. Fear says you shouldn't, but faith says take that leap. And I'm going back to that church on a Sunday.
That's awesome. Can I come?
Yeah, we should go. It's literally right next to the Edwards in West Covina.
Who was the? Who was
don't know his name.
Then you got to do it because there was a time where I was going to different churches because I felt like I wasn't getting what I was needing from my church. I felt like we just go because we're taught to go to church.
Yeah.
You know, when you sit there and the priest is like talking and you're like, you don't even know what he's saying. You're just there and you're like, mm-hmm. And I was like, I feel like I need more. So I went to all kinds of different churches. I started listening to church on the radio. I think it's 107.9 Pastor Greg. If you guys have time to check him out, he's amazing, but he's Christian. And so for a second, I was like, should I go Christian? What am I doing? Like, should I, like, what do I need? So my husband goes, no, we just need to find a good church. You don't need to go to the closest one. You need to find a good church, Catholic, Christian, whatever your religion is, with a priest that you resonate with.
Yeah.
That he's talking to you. Not all priests are the same. So we found one in San Dimas, right next to Damien High. And that's where Mateo got baptized. And ever since then, when we go to church, we go there. It's called Holy Name of Mary. But the priest, great priest. To that I say, you have to find out, Google, look up the church and see the priest and see who he is and when he gives his sermon.
Yeah.
So we can go back because it's not the church.
Yeah.
It's the priest that got to you and that his sermon.
Well, I think it's like, because it's one of those, like, you know how sometimes they just convert an old building? Because I think that building used to be a mortuary.
Oh, shit.
So it still has, like, the pews and everything. And he turned into a church.
I know which one you're talking about.
It's right next, it's literally right across the street from the Edwards. And, like, the pizza place used to be there, too.
Yeah.
They do a little farmer's market.
Uh-huh.
So it was right there. So I think that's his church and that's his congregation. That's where the mom used to go a lot to.
Oh.
So, yeah, he gave the eulogy and he was just killing it. And don't get me wrong. There's also a priest that baptized Casey. Oh, forget his name. Paul, maybe? I don't know. Filipino guy. Amazing. Great. So I resonate. I think sometimes because I go to the Spanish one and you know Sabo.
Right.
So I'm like, and they talk fast. But I don't know, like,
Yeah.
huh.
And sometimes, and Catholic, sorry, I'm Catholic, but sometimes I feel like Catholic churches or Catholic priests, Spanish ones, they're really old school. They're reading the book. They're just, and you're like falling asleep. As to where I feel like Christian sermons tienen como que más personalidad and they talk about things that are really happening to us right now. Mm-hmm. And so if you find the perfect blend or you find a church or you find a priest that works for you, like I did, I think it'll change your experience of going to church. And it's not like, oh, you don't have to go to church to believe in God or be spiritual, but you do leave there feeling lighter. You do feel there, well, at least myself. I just,
Yeah.
I don't confess. I don't do a lot of things the church wants me to do. But I do like to go because I do leave there feeling lighter, better, and like, oh, okay.
Well, I just had that experience on Sunday, too.
You went to church?
I didn't go to church, but do you guys know Father Greg? He's the founder of Homeboy and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so Father Greg is the person that baptized me, my cousins. We've known him forever. And lately, my grandma's been going through a very tough time. So to put her at ease, we kind of like were able to bring him into our home and gave a sermon there and stuff. And it was actually a pretty great experience. So, and I know what you mean when you say you feel lighter, more at peace. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Would I go to church? Probably not again. But it was my first time seeing or being in that presence of it, and it was very. I did a lot of reflecting on Sundays. So
yeah,
good.
And that's, I think, when I go to Catholic church, I do more reflecting. And this church I went to for that service, it was like you had to be paying attention to him because you don't want to miss what he's saying.
Right.
And it's funny because he'll be like, da 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 da, and he'll stop. Be like, hold on, It's almost like it's a street team hit because like, hold on, I don't think you guys heard me. I said, bam, 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 and you're just like, oh, like,
yeah,
dropping bars, and like, yeah, and like the one
Juju, those are bars.
Yeah, and like the one and like the one that stuck with me was he's like, hey, facts say you couldn't, facts say you shouldn't, or say you can't. Fear says you shouldn't. Faith says take that leap because it's all about faith. And he was like, man, like, and he even says he's like, you're allowed to question God. Like sometimes priests are like, it's just part of his like, no, you're allowed to question God. And I'm not trying to preach and I'm not trying to convert no one. That really resonated with. He really talked and he's like, man, he's like, what else he said? Oh, he said she died of cancer, and he's like, her having cancer, he's like, that's like someone starting to chisel something, and like you start chiseling a piece of rock that turns into a cathedral. He's like, yeah, it sucks when you're chiseling with the hammer and it hurts or whatever, you're breaking things apart, but he's like, you got to take a step back and see the bigger picture. He's preparing her for heaven. He's giving her the worst battles on earth, because when she goes to heaven, she's gonna be good. That's God's warrior. And I was like, man, like, he obviously, losing your mom sucks, and I can't even begin to imagine how that felt. But you can even see in their faces, they're like a little more like
at ease,
because it's like, yo, he really described it well. I think they recorded it, so I'm gonna try to find it. Hopefully, I can find it and I'll show you guys. I don't want to post it because it's someone's celebration of life, but I'll show you guys so you guys can hear them, and it's just like, oh damn, like,
yeah,
it was fun. It was really good, and yeah, that's all.
Vayan a misa, muchachos. Hablen con Dios. Go to the park. Talk to God. If you're like Vinny, don't want to go to church. I think Mateo has invited Vinny to church like 2-3 times, and he always tells him, nah, fam.
I'm good, bro.
Good. But
Have
even
fun.
that, I feel que es de Dios.
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds of a little kid telling you, like, hey, do you want to go to church? Like, even things like that, to me, it's like, maybe you should show up. Because what are the odds of a child telling you, hey, you know? Like, Isaac, it's crazy because Isaac used to tell me when he was younger, we weren't religious. And Isaac would tell me, Mommy, can you take me to church? And on a Sunday, when I took him to church, is when I met Eugenio.
Really?
Yeah. And then after that, we went to King Taco and we ate, and that's where I met him.
That's
but
awesome.
we were at church. And I didn't grow up going to church.
Yeah.
My family's not religious. My mom wasn't like, Sundays we're going. I was going because I was a single mom, and I was going through it. And I made $1,000 a month, and I didn't know. I mean, I knew how I was paying my bills and feeding my kid and everything. It was God. But I thought the least I can do is fucking show up for him.
Yeah.
And then when Isaac told me that, I remember I told one of my mentors, I said, dude, my kid keeps talking to me about taking him to church. And he goes, that's not a coincidence. That's God calling you, telling you, hey, come to my house.
Yeah.
Like, you'll feel better. You'll feel. And so I really believe that, you know, maybe if you're watching this and you're probably like, ay, estos ya se pusieron a hacer mal. I'm not preaching the Lord to you. I'm just preaching you that feeling that you get. And when you feel good, you do good shit, you radiate that, you know, to other people, and you can achieve more. You can take over the world more.
Yeah.
Cuando te sientes bien. So do whatever makes you feel good, whether that's the beach, the park, church.
Man, I remember someone super religious said that you don't have to go to God's house to talk to him. You could talk to him while you're walking. I make it a point to like talk to him when I'm driving. And
Yeah.
I feel like call it a coincidence, call it whatever you want, but there was like, I do like my morning ritual with like, I'm just talking to him and like that. So I'm not focusing on speeding or getting to work. And there's one time where literally that honestly like saved me. Like if I would have been speeding, I would have been in the car accident. There was 3 car accidents in front of me that had just happened. Like you could tell like the smoke was still going and like stuff was just like splattering on the floor. And it's like, holy crap. Like if I would have been speeding the way I was, that could have been me. So call it coincidence, call it what you want. Obviously we're not telling you do what you feel is right.
Right.
But yeah, that's.
Y que no te dé pena. The other day I had a whole breakdown. Look at me preaching to you guys. But the other day I had a whole ass breakdown as I was driving because I felt, what's that lyrics that Kanye says? Like I'm afraid to talk to God because I haven't talked to him in so long.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt. Like I always say, oh, like my kids, we pray every night. And it's always like, thank you, God, for my food. Thank you for my kids. Thank you. But to talk to him,
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to him in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't. And that day I was driving and I'm like, hey, it's me. Ah! And I start crying and it was just this whole thing. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like I did feel como pena, like a kid coming into like, hey, Dad.
And don't just look.
It's me. I fucked up.
If you're going to do it, any kind of thing you do, don't just go for the bad times. You got to thank him for the good times too.
Yeah.
Like I have some things down the pipeline where I'm like, today in the morning, I was like, yo, thank you. Thank you so much. I showed my gratitude. And then another thing popped up and I was like, oh, there
Gracias.
you go again.
Muy amable.
And the last thing the priest did say, he's like, yo, God's never failed you guys.
Never.
He's never failed you guys.
failed me.
He's never failed you guys. Even though you think it's tough, he's never failed you. He's always made you pull through. So
Yeah. Well,
the Lord
this
is undefeated.
was Wait, we are going to tell them, right? That next episode is our season finale?
Sure.
Breaking news. Will they come back for season 3?
Hey, ¿por qué hacemos eso? ¿Por qué les damos miedo? Like, guys, we're going to come back.
Yeah.
Everyone I've ever
You
talked to
said you're gonna switch
who
up.
works with you says, I hope this is the one.
Hey, listen.
So it's your fault. They know me. They know I'm
listen,
consistent.
I was trying to find myself. You've had projects that didn't see through, and so have you. And I think as a creator...
Yeah, Teddy.
I think as a creator, like, we're going to go through that. Like, we're going to think these are really good ideas, and we're going to do them together, and then we're going to do them by ourselves, and we're just trying to find ourselves. I hope that we've...
I'm not going to say I'm in love with you guys, but...
I think we have a good thing going here, especially after this event that we did with the kids.
And that was our first live event
I think,
as a group.
Yeah, I think
it
we really saw each other's strengths and weaknesses. We've already known, but I do think that we complement each other very, very well. And I need you guys. So I
said I wasn't going to do that.
Can you look into the camera and say that again?
Can we get that recorded?
Me vale madre. But
I'll just replay it.
I think I do.
I'm gonna save that for. Let's save that for the next episode, because next episode will be closer to New Year's, new beginnings.
No. Christmas. Wait, when is it airing? Thursday, and then we
Christmas is Sunday or Monday.
I love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing time. Pásensela bonito en familia. Try to put the phone away. And
Unless your
focus
family's
on
boring.
the present, not the presents, not the presents.
My presence is a present.
See what I did there? We love you guys, and then we'll see you guys next Thursday for the season finale.
But let us know if you like the headphone look or not.
I mean, I'm
trying something.
I like them, but it gets hot in here, and I feel the juices flowing in here.
But you sounded better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sounded
'cause you can hear
amazing,
yourself.
Juju.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear myself.
You
so I was
look
like,
really good, too.
Thank you. Maybe I'll do the in-ear ones. You think those will work?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Those
take
are,
this
like,
off right now. It's going to
super
be
bad
sweaty.
for you.
Let us know if you like it. I mean, whatever you guys tell me to jump, and I say how high, baby. I'm here to please.
We love you.
Pick the hill you die on.
Bye.
Peace out.